All right, so I'm sitting down with Michael Benzer of the morning class, 6:30 a.m. Welcome.
Hey.
Bringing the podcast back. It's been a while. It's been like a couple months since we've done a podcast.
Okay.
So feel excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited to bring Michael on here today because he owns a local business in Beacon. His wife Jen has been around Locomotive for quite some time now. He recently joined, so thought we'd bring him on. Anything you want to say before we get started?
I do have 2.5 years in now.
2.5 years? Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I know.
Feels time just flying by. So you own a business.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
So 35 years ago, I moved to Beacon to start a business making glass tiles. Sorry, I'm distracted by the cat.
That's okay. He's probably going to come up at some point.
So yeah, I moved here 35 years ago to start a glass tile business and a small real estate business at the same time.
Why Beacon?
Beacon was close enough to my father, who was my partner in the real estate business in northern Westchester, but it was far enough away from where I grew up where it was affordable. I grew up in Westchester in a pretty expensive spot, and it was just not a place to have a big studio and do what I do.
That's changed.
Yeah, that's changed. So we're very lucky that we can be here now.
Yeah.
It was some good foresight on my father's part. Yeah, I'm always very thankful for that.
Did he say that Beacon was going to become?
He knew Beacon was good because of when you look at real estate as undervalued, that it was on the train line, that the Hudson was a beautiful place. He was also a Pete Seeger fan.
A what?
Pete Seeger.
What's that?
What's Pete Seeger?
Yeah.
Oh geez, that's a newbie question. So Pete Seeger's a very famous folk singer activist that moved here in the 50s. And
I'm not from here, you gotta remember that.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of a national and international figure. So he was an activist way back in the 50s. Sang with Woody Guthrie. And then when the folk music thing started happening in New York City with Bob Dylan and that whole thing, he got blacklisted during the McCarthy era as being a communist, and it was a huge thing. So he's the one that brought about the first major protest. They were able to stop the Storm King project, which was this huge electrical generation project on just south of Bear Mountain, where they were going to cut the top off of Storm King Mountain, build a big reservoir so that I don't know if it was a coal-fired power plant, could keep producing 24/7 and stockpile excess electricity in the form of water when there wasn't a high demand, and then there was high demand, they could increase their generation. So he started the Clearwater, and that's why the sloop in Beacon is the Woody Guthrie, was the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, so all that. And put Beacon on the map for maybe not, he was always a hugely controversial figure, especially here in Beacon too. Yeah.
But just him being from here.
Him being from here, it made sense. And I'd also skied here in the 70s.
Mount Beacon?
Mount Beacon. So the one sport I did do in high school, our high school was the most southern school in Westchester to be part of the Tri-County Ski League. So we skied against Dutchess County, Putnam County, and Westchester County.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was a scary, steep place. Wasn't good at it. I never had any coaching.
Okay.
And that's a regret. My folks didn't ski, so I never had.
Do you still ski?
I kind of still ski.
Yeah. Like every once in a while?
Like every once in a while, so it's a little scary. So being a good skier, skiing every once in a while is really dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you get going and then you realize, holy shit, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna get my leg caught and get really hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no feeling like I went snowboarding last year for the first time in a couple years just from being in New York, and like you forget how good it feels coming down the mountain.
Yeah, I the last time I skied, it didn't feel so good.
No.
I had been doing CrossFit a year and a half and thought I was pretty strong. Different muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't. I mean, it must have translated. I probably would have been way worse off. Yeah.
All right. So you skied Mount Beacon.
Skied Mount Beacon.
You bought the glass blowing place before it became that, right? Or has it been?
Okay, we have two buildings in Beacon. We have the old firehouse on Main Street and our workshop building on Maple Street. Our workshop building is also our home.
Yeah.
So we live in the building on Maple Street. Is kind of cool-ish. It was originally built as an ice house. So in 1929. Done a lot of work there. Yeah, the building has changed a real lot. Yeah.
But you bought the one on Main Street first, right?
No.
No?
No. Bought that. No. The ice house we bought in 1985.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did you start the business right then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been 36 years. We've been making glass on Maple Street.
So at first you didn't even have a storefront. It was just...
Okay, so at first we didn't have a storefront, and the business evolved from glass tiles into making objects as well. And I hooked up with another studio run by John and Wendy Gilby, who were traveling to a lot of retail shows and also involved in a wholesale market. So the two businesses decided to collaborate together. I had no interest in going on the road to sell, and they were already all established doing that. So it was kind of like having an instant sales department.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when was that? Like right away?
1986, I think, was the first time we shipped glass wholesale.
And how did that evolve into having a storefront?
So they did two different things. So part of their sales was wholesale and retail at that point, traveling to craft shows. Some of the high-end, better ones, which in the tri-state area were really good. Back in the late 80s, 90s, and 2000s. You could do a weekend show if you had good work and that'd sell pretty well. Yeah. So we've always been in the retail business up until 2000. And 2000... The other really important thing that happened to us was that Dia decided to locate here.
Okay.
So I didn't have a best man at our wedding, Jennifer and I. He married us.
Okay.
And it was a guy I went to school with who, when he finished school, ended up working for Dia in the city. So early on when the rumors started that Dia was coming, we knew what the impact of that was going to be. And at that point, being on the road doing retail shows was really hard work.
Yeah.
And wanted a retail location. So we had already started looking before 2000 to open our own gallery.
It's gonna be a pain in the butt. I'm your mister.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you had the insight basically that it was gonna be a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we paid some money for the firehouse. We did not get it for nothing. We could have, if any of the buildings on Main Street, most of them, ones that were abandoned, you could get for almost nothing. But that's the whole thing that happened with the firehouse. It's like a very involved kind of political story.
Do you want to tell it?
I could tell it, but I think I'd rather talk more about
Okay, other stuff.
other stuff. No, not that there's anything. I mean, my partner loves to talk about it, and he'll go on for like. The long story that's short is the city put it up for auction. It wasn't necessarily meant for us to get it, but we were there at the right time, at the right place, with the right amount of money, and it worked out. Yeah. But there were some real ugly patches.
Yeah.
That finally got worked out, so they're fine.
Yeah. I hear that a lot. Anytime you're buying a business on a main street, there tends
Yeah.
to be like lots of hurdles you
Well,
jump through.
of course, when there's new things that, Main Street never had a CrossFit gym before.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting when that
Yeah.
first came about. I didn't really understand it, and I didn't understand what Jennifer was doing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did she tell you? Like, what would she tell you she was doing?
Like,
Jen's been, what, 5 years, 6 years now? She's been.
when the gym opened on Main Street, she started,
Alright.
So,
Yeah, she's like an OG with Tanya.
yeah, with Tanya.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of industries and a lot of trades, there's a language that happens that even though it's English, you may not understand what the electricians are talking about, or what they're talking about at CrossFit, or what we're talking about in the glass shop. We refer to all kinds of tools that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And why would you? You're not running across like that. So she'd come home talking about stuff, and I'd be like, what are you talking about?
AMRAPs,
Yeah, all that. And being dyslexic always just makes my head spin. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first got here, and I go back to the original building, I had just gotten out of college, didn't know anybody in Beacon. The building on Maple Street had some pretty good offices, and one of them was separate and had like its own bathroom. It was like the executive office. So to save some money, I was living in the office, and I needed a place to shower and meet people, and I just had no clue. So I joined Allsport. Because it had just built it. It was pretty new in 85. So it was in pretty good shape still. The bathrooms weren't so bad. And I was young. I just got out of college, so it just didn't bother me as much. And I could do some swimming, and I got on the machines a couple times, and I just had nothing to do with them. They just didn't make sense. There wasn't any instruction.
They have classes now, but did they back in the day not have classes?
We went through a bunch of cycles. So Jennifer and I always wanted to work out. So when Jennifer and I got together, we joined. There was a Gold's that we joined, kind of below South Hills Mall. And there were some spin classes. We played a lot of racquetball. That's right, racquetball. And I started meeting more people and got involved in racquetball, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of racquetball. And there was a good spin class that a guy taught. But classes weren't so good. And then before CrossFit opened on Main Street, Juliet opened Beacon Pilates. And Jennifer started that and talked me into it. And I actually did it for maybe a year and a half.
What made you stop?
My shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah, and not because of Pilates. I had a skiing accident where I tore my left rotator cuff. We were cross-country skiing on some pretty steep snowmobile trails in Massachusetts. What's the name of that mountain? The tallest spot in Mass. Can't remember. Caught my pole on a tree. It spun me around. Yeah. And I didn't do anything about it for at least a year, maybe more. Kept working. Lots of workarounds. There's ways of lifting your shoulder, lifting your arm up that doesn't involve.
Yeah.
It's a very different move. This than this. Yeah. Finally, I decided to get it fixed. It sucks, but it's fixed. And then let's see what happens after that. Then
Did you join Pilates before or after you got fixed?
trying to get those dates together. I looked it up. I got first shoulder in '04.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if I was doing Pilates before or after. I had a good yoga teacher for a while. Jennifer's sister's boss was teaching yoga classes in his office after work. It's really good. That was good for a while.
So you dabble in Pilates, yoga?
I did yoga in college too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did Jen join CrossFit, do you know?
Jen's always liked to work out and do stuff. We biked a lot. We lived up on East Mountain for about 18 years, way up at the top. So we had dirt road going down both directions in the Wikipedia or down through Route 9 and back up again.
Yeah.
So there's some really hard rides. And we didn't have the retail on Main Street yet, so we had time. On the weekends, we biked in Minnewaska a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we always did stuff, but never had coaching until Pilates and then CrossFit. Yeah.
So throughout, before you joined CrossFit, and I know the answer to this,
Yeah.
but still gonna ask.
Sure.
Had Jen been trying to get you to join
No.
during that time?
No. Jen never does stuff like that. She never tells you got to go do this. You should do this.
Yes.
She might make a suggestion about, I don't know, about food or
That's
something,
not
but
what she told us. She said that she tried to get you to come for a bit. Maybe she invited you versus like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there was also, so then I got my second, I had torn my second shoulder from repetitive work. We do this thing where we press the glass and I pull down on a big lever. So my second shoulder, I kind of knew I was gonna get in shape after I got better from that. So leading up to that, I was climbing Mount Beacon while she was going to CrossFit. So I'd get up Mount Beacon 3 days a week.
Was there a specific reason that you wanted to during that time, or
Do Mount Beacon?
get like fit?
Fit, yeah,
After?
because this is before the operation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to be in good shape going into it.
I got you. Okay.
Everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the mountain for, I don't know, about a year or so. Got my shoulder fixed. And then I'd known a few, my partners in the glass business had been going to Gold's Gym and working with a personal trainer. So I thought rather than go straight into CrossFit, I worked with a personal trainer for about a year before I joined CrossFit.
Okay.
And that went really slow. I had one woman that was a very good trainer, and she was really scared of hurting me. Wasn't a really big confidence builder,
Yeah.
but I was moving. I was doing stuff. And then I learned more about working the circuit machines and a little bit more about weights. So I wasn't completely going blind into the gym.
Yeah.
But for the, once I started getting better, by the end of that year, I realized that I would it was just a pain in the ass we share a car because we have a big work truck and we don't like to drive the truck around. So Jennifer going to class, I was going at the same time, just coordinating all. And finally I just said, okay, I'm going to join. Yeah.
Did you have a lot of
I
apprehensions?
forgot.
Oh.
Siobhan offered, she was starting to get certified for yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So she let me sit in on yoga classes. So that was really when we were still on Main Street. I would go to the yoga class.
Oh yeah, I forgot when we did those.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there apprehension to joining?
Yeah, the confusion part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, like what are you guys doing and how do you do it? Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you've come to some like community events before, and
Sure, and I
really-
knew people. Yeah, and that was good. And I knew how close knit it was. And then, of course, we met Linda. Jennifer and Linda are really good friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was more about being confused.
Okay.
Again, dyslexic. And after all these years of doing the kind of trade that I do, I got muscle memory for like completely other things than Olympic weightlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the nonsense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you decided to join. You decided to try it. Did you have like any like, I'm just gonna try it for a couple months kind of thing, or did you pretty much go in like, I'm gonna try this and commit to it?
Oh no, I kind of knew I was going to commit to it because I saw how committed Jennifer was to it. Yeah. I mean, I knew what was. I'm trying to think. We went to Georgia to visit her father. It was during the Open, and I had not been doing CrossFit. And she had to do one of her workouts in a gym down there.
Yeah.
And the guy was a jerk. It was kind of a military. And I mean, and then from meeting everybody up here, having started to meet more people up here from the gym, I knew the gym was much better up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Different culture overall.
And then when we traveled, I thought it would be fun. Now I don't think it's so much fun because it's not really fair to the coaches dropping in.
Oh my God! You should just do it.
But we did. We did it. We did it in Santa Fe and had a really good coach.
Yeah.
And we had a really good coach. She had a really good coach in New Orleans. I didn't work out in New Orleans. I don't remember why.
Drinking too much?
No. I don't think I had started CrossFit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just messing. So.
Or maybe I don't. Yeah, no, maybe I did work out. I don't know.
I don't remember. But you made the commitment that you're going to do it. What has kept you staying? Because you've been through a couple hurdles since then.
Yeah, I had 2 hand surgeries. And 2 hand surgeries. Yeah. I've had the hand surgeries before, again, work related. They're called trigger fingers. It's not carpal tunnel. It's kind of similar.
Just that repetitive motion.
Yeah,
right?
the repetitive motions are injuring your tendon and it gets a lesion on it. I like the way I feel running up the stairs at the firehouse, which is a really big flight of stairs. The building is 50 feet tall and it's equivalent to 4 stories. So we're constantly running up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that feels really good.
Been up there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
That's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite part of CrossFit?
Yeah, Jennifer said she could ask me those questions. My least favorite part is bear crawls. My wrists are...
Not Walter.
My least favorite part?
Just kidding.
He's one of my
I know.
favorite parts.
I know.
Love Walter.
I know, that's why I said that.
Yeah, bear crawls are really rough on my wrists.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating that like the rest of my body could do it, but my wrists are holding me back on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've still come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm happy at my age that I can actually do a back squat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part's good.
Is it tough working out next to Jen, or is it fun working out next to Jen?
It's not tough working out next to Jen. It's kind of inspiring.
Yeah.
Because she's just got such good form. I also, don't want her to get hurt either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a bit of a warrior.
Watch her cautiously.
Yeah.
She does have the most impeccable form of anybody in the gym.
Yeah, she does. Well, Walter.
Yeah.
The only other person would be Walter.
No.
No. Okay.
Walter does, and I say this to his face all the time, so I'm messing with him. We call them broad jump snatches.
Okay.
When he snatches, he jumps in the air.
Right.
He does have good form. He has like very good body control.
Yeah.
Jen is just like beautiful when she
Yeah,
lifts.
it's very
She's
beautiful.
very-
Yeah, it's great to see.
She's got some skills, that one.
She does.
I mess with Walter on a regular basis, but I'm just calling him out. But yeah. All right. Well, it's been fun. Is there anything else you want to mention?
I'm going to think of it as soon as I leave, of course.
Yeah.
But not off the top of my head, no. I hope it wasn't too confusing about, again, the story of how business evolved is kind of a long, because businesses evolve, so there's huge pieces missing. Just anybody wants
That's
to know.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can ask you. They
Yeah,
can
they
find
can
you
ask, they can
at,
find me. Yeah.
on Main Street
Yep.
at the gym at 6:30 a.m. Monday,
Yep,
Wednesday, and Friday.
That's when we go.
And on Maple Street if you want to be a real creep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the cat is being distracting as
Yeah.
always.
Yep.
That was great sitting with you.
Yeah, great fun.
And we'll see you in the gym.
Cool.